Hey guys, Lynn's here for BPM and I'm hanging out with Dan and Tim from Cut Copy. Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Congratulations, Zonoscope. You released it. It's finally here. How are you feeling about the album?
Good. I mean, we were really happy, the day we finished it, which I guess was September last year. And it's like you said, it's just great to have it out in the world. And, we've lived with it long enough, so now it's time for everyone else to
have their turn.
Yeah, have their turn.
Yeah, it's our turn to hear you guys. So when you complete an album, do you have a ritual or, do you go and just get really drunk at the pub or do you say a little prayer? What's your sort of ending of the record ritual?
Well, I don't think we had an ending of the record ritual, but when it comes out, I always go out and buy it. I go to the store and I buy it.
Yeah. Do you have to do it incognito though, with a wig and glasses so people don't go down?
I was actually secretly hoping people would recognise me when I went to the store, but they didn't. And so,
oh no, you've
brought the flamingos.
You brought the flamingos.
My precious flamingos.
I brought these flamingos in especially for you guys. Knock them over.
Okay.
So I was really interested to read about the making of Zonoscope because in an article that I read, an interview with you guys, you said that one of the things that you used, because you were being quite experimental, was wine bottles filled with water. So tell me a bit more about that and some of the other kind of, I know that you use vintage instruments and cool stuff like that, so yeah.
Yeah, well one of the themes on this record I guess was just exploring percussion, because on the last record we sort of we went to New York to record and sort of dabbled with a little bit of percussion because we worked in a studio there that was sort of kitted out with a lot of that stuff, and it was sort of, I guess, a taste for us. And then on this one we thought, well, let's just go to town, find some kind of abandoned space to put all this gear in and just go nuts recording and experimenting. So we found this warehouse. Then went down to the drum store and bought everything. So we'll have one of everything, please.
Yes, I think I read that you spent thousands of dollars in one go.
We dropped a lot of money.
On wine bottles.
On wine bottles. But yeah, the guys at the store must have loved you. There's my year's commission right there.
Yeah,
thanks, Cut Copy.
Totally.
So what's the sort of mindset difference when you compared to working in a studio in New York? A lot of bands and artists go and do that, to working in a warehouse where you can just let loose and play on wine bottles and every kind of instrument that you want.
I guess just the kind of isolation of where the warehouse was, because it was kind of on the outskirts of Melbourne, in the industrial area of Melbourne, I guess. And we just really loved, we kind of felt like we were shut off from the rest of the world. There was no internet or phones or anything like that. And we just kind of really liked being completely immersed in the process of making a record and not having really any outside influences kind of creeping in.
Did it take the pressure off a little bit as well? Because you're not in a studio kind of going, okay, hourly rate, we're going to, so you can just kind of muck around a bit and have a bit more fun with it?
That was probably the main reason, I guess. We sort of had worked in studios in the past, and you inevitably get to a week before you've got to finish, and you've got to cram 10 tracks or something into half that many days, and usually it takes a lot longer to work on stuff. So we just kind of wanted to take that away from the whole equation and just have the opportunity to work for weeks on a track if we wanted, or do it in a day, or basically just have full control and not be worried about money or time or anything like that. And we weren't, and I think the results sort of speak for themselves.
So what are your plans for the rest of the year? Obviously, you said touring Europe, Coachella, Playground. What else? Just kind of
more touring. On top of that, I think it's really just going to be consumed with a lot of touring. I guess we've found a following pretty much sort of evenly around the world, and I guess we've got probably slightly more fans, I guess, these days sort of overseas. So we've kind of got to get around to everywhere in the world that wants to hear us, and that'll take us probably the best part of the rest of the year, I'd imagine, to do that.
Dan, Tim, thank you so much for chatting to BPM, and congrats on the third album. I'm waiting for the fourth.
Yeah, thanks so much.
And thanks for killing my flamingos.
Dan will pay for that right now.
Poor thing.
Yeah.